right, this is fun. 416, SicEm365 Radio, and in studio with us is Baylor national champion and Mark Vital, and he'll be having an autograph signing meet and greet Saturday morning. Allen Samuels, Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Fiat Loop 340 east of 84 in Waco. Well, hello.
Well, hello. I've been trying to go on this show right here. I did it over the phone. I'm trying to get in the chair now. I'm in the chair. It's a hot seat.
What do you think, man? What do you think?
This is nice, man. It's legit.
Well, we'll take care of you in here, man. We appreciate you being here. You just drove in, literally just drove in. You're working out. How much are you doing working out right now?
I'm working out a lot, man. I'm doing a lot of working out. I do mornings and afternoons. I do a lot of weights. I do a lot of running, a lot of shooting, like typical stuff. And it's different now because I got more time. So I got more time to actually do stuff, not worry about school. Since I graduated, I've been like, man, I don't know what to do now with my free time. So I got a lot of free time, so I've been just killing myself in the gym and running.
Well, you've sure. I don't know what the weight has changed, but you're slicing up here, Mark.
Yeah.
You can tell you're definitely getting sliced up. Is that as you get ready for the draft in professional basketball, how many things have you learned already that you have to change about what you did before?
Man, if I can go back in time with the stuff I know now, it'll be a lot different. I think my game will elevate it early. It's serious with the diet because, you can tell, when I first started off, I was just eating what I want, and I had a diet, but, I was trying to have little cheat days when, I wanted to eat what I want. But they can tell, and so it's a strict diet. My recovery went up another level. I ain't never, I always did recovery, and it was important, but now it's, super important. And, the IQ of the game changed for me. The IQ changed different for me. So, and I'm going against pros every day, from Marquise Bolden to P.J. Washington. Some guys coming in, Juwan. It's a lot of people I'm competing with.
Just how thorough has this experience been, just the NBA draft build-up and just all the different things that go into it? Is it kind of what you envisioned, or has there been, much more to it than you expected?
Nah, man, it's just what I wanted it. Like I said, I'm working on my weaknesses. The process is great. I thought I was going to struggle through the process, honestly, because I'm they're going to do this, they're going to do that, but we worked on particular stuff that's going to translate over versus stuff I'm not going to do. And they played to my strengths a little bit too.
What are your weaknesses?
Shooting, of course.
Yeah.
Just confidence. I don't really think that I was a bad shooter because I never shot the ball. It's just that the fact that I didn't have the confidence to shoot it. You know what I'm saying? I can be in practice all day making threes and get in the game and wouldn't have the confidence. And plus I had guys around me that can shoot for me, so so I really didn't have to do no shooting. So I had them guys around me that can shoot for me. So really just that. Now I'm a primary, I got to work on everything. If I'm going to be an NBA, professional, I got to be able to do stuff myself now.
You, the progression of you freshman year to now. You came in, but also it was part of what made you exciting and difficult for people was that your freshman year, Coach Drew would send Vital in the game because he wanted you to wreck shop. Let's get these guys uncomfortable. This guy is he's a bull in a china shop. I want him to be a bull in a china shop.
Right.
How much did you see them kind of take that and then hone that energy into something different where you, instead of just being a bull in a china shop, you were kind of a targeted missile?
Yeah, so, man, this was so crazy. I talked to a lot of people about this, and I was just talking to a couple of kids about this, that coming out of high school, Coach Drew knew I can do. I was a dunker. I was athletic at the time. I was doing more guard stuff at the time. And, my sophomore year, right, he allowed me to do those things. But as it got on and on and on, I had to change my role. So when that happened, I was just I'm not comfortable at first. Because remember when Tristan went down, I had to play center. I never played center a day in my life. And then once that happened, my whole role changed. Because if you go to the year before that, I was the guy coming in here and getting probably 10 points, about 8 quick rebounds. I wouldn't even care about rebound. I was just okay, I just need to come here and do something. But now it changed to the fact that now I just got to be a role player and be that Dennis Rodman on the team, which I don't have. Dennis Rodman's my favorite player, so I don't have that problem.
What's it like being a national champion all these weeks later?
Man, it's a tough one, man. It's crazy because, everywhere I go, I went to Lake Charles. Of course, that's my city. A lot of people know me. But what took the cake was when I was driving to Lake Charles and stopping at gas stations and stuff, people recognized who I was.
Really?
Like, seriously, like, people was, like, looking, but they had to make sure. Like, I've been in the store, like, getting snacks or something, and people would be like, you played on that Baylor team? I was like, yeah. What number are you? And then when I say number 11, they be like, oh, you Rodman. That's what they say. That's what they'll say. And so it changed a lot for me, man, and opened a lot of doors for me to talk to kids. And, like, I motivated a lot of kids back home. That's what I really wanted to do. And even kids just in different areas. I get DMs all the time from, kids that's going through stuff and asking me questions. And, man, it's crazy.
We've asked you this before, and you got your degree. That was huge. Obviously, a big deal. And did you cry? Did you say?
Did I? I tried to hide it a little bit on the stage, but when I got in my car, I was crying.
Yeah, and you talked about you didn't want to be a statistic. You wanted to get through it. Right. Is that something that you feel an amazing accomplishment, but also an accountability for younger men in the area of Lake Charles?
Right, man. Like I said, I didn't want to be I didn't want to either be dead in jail. It's the truth. A lot of people don't like to talk like that, but I'm an honest guy. Normally, kids in Louisiana, they go to jail or, they end up, dead or something because of the stuff that we got to go through just to survive. And so, for me, I took it on my own. I left Lake Charles, Louisiana. I went to Dallas. A lot of people hated me for doing it because I was a star in Lake Charles and Louisiana. And people hated me for it, but I made the right choice. And then now they look at it and be like, man, you did the right thing. And I'm inspiring a lot of kids. Like a couple kids told me that they moving to Texas now. Or they going to Cali to play basketball just because they want to get out. And I'm telling them it's the right decision. A lot of people going to hate you in the beginning, but the end result is always like that. You know how it go. People hate you, then they love you. That's how it go.
Yep.
Yeah, there's like a pressure to stay. There's a pressure to like be in your community and to never leave and to never. And it's like almost like you're turning your back, but really all you're doing is trying to better your life.
What was so crazy about all that whole process was that Boogie Knight was the guy that took me out of Lake Charles. And, man, when I say they hated him, he's my mentor. That's what I lived with in Dallas, right? They hated him because they was like, why would you want to take him? Like, why would you want to bring him to Texas? You know what I'm saying? And, man, we both was getting death threats. We was doing all kinds of stuff from different people, like, come your A-word back here, or so-and-so going to happen, or we'll do this to the house. Like, it was crazy. I never told people about that, and this was in my own city. And it was just like that, man. And then when I got to Texas, and they start seeing the Baller's Life and everything, and they start seeing Lake Charles, Louisiana. They're like, oh, snap, he doing his thing, And I'm a national champion that they can't take that away from me.
Ever. Ever. Mark Vidal in studio with us, SicEm365 Radio. So you had a little sidetrack, this tryout with the Dallas Cowboys. Now, I know you want to play in the NBA, and I don't know how that went, but, because I don't know if you heard this story, I got a call from somebody that wanted your number because the Cowboys were intrigued by you. The guy named Jerry Jones was intrigued by you.
Hey, man. It's already out there. I did a little workout with him. And like I said, man, basketball is my heart. You know what I'm saying? But it went well, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, man, that'd be to be like a last resort for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm focused on basketball, NBA draft, all that. But it's good to have options, though. I can't sit there and say that.
Did they tell you that if you ever renewed your interest that they would want at least you to come back or not?
That's kept a secret, man.
We won't get that out of you. You're going to be at an appearance Saturday morning, 10 to 11:30. Alan Samuels, Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat. You're doing promotions with them. Boy, that beautiful Ram truck out front. My goodness.
Yeah.
Now, let's discuss what's going to, as a meet and greet, autographs. How did this come about?
Yeah, so we actually got a meet and greet that's going to be there, like you said, and we're going to have a lot of stuff, giveaways and everything there. I reached out to him and told him that, you know what I'm saying, like, I wanted to help in any kind of way, and I wanted to just give back to Waco, and me and Mr. T, we worked together real well, and we got it done, man. You know what I'm saying? And we talked about a lot of stuff, a lot of issues, and we got it done. You know what I'm saying? And now we doing a thing for Waco Saturday. And I want everybody to be there. It's going to be fun. 10
to 11:30. It's at the dealership on the Loop 340, just east of 84 in Waco as well. Mark Vidal in studio with us.
Mark, you are, basketball to you is everything. Right. And so you grew up watching guys and you have your favorite players. When Charles Barkley or someone like that talks about you on air, and then I know you've talked to him and all that, what's that like to just, because somebody's got to feel a little bit out of the blue that, like, all of a sudden, like, Charles Barkley's talking about you, and like, oh my gosh, I'm talking to this dude.
No, like, seriously, like, a lot of people, Okay, that's just like, all right, let me say it like this. Like, a lot of people love Michael Jordan, right? Mm-hmm. They analyze Michael Jordan. The guys I analyze are like Barkley and Rodman and Starks and people like that. So when I finally, like, I've been on him, I got his number and we text. Mm-hmm. When I finally sat there and talked to him in person, and I was like, dang, bro, we the same height. I'm like, I was starstruck. I'm not even gonna lie to you. If you ever see a picture of me and Barkley, I'm like cheesed up because I'm really like starstruck. I'm like, don't know what to say.
Yeah. John Starks makes a lot of sense that you would like. That's a guy after your own. Yeah. If you were not a Knicks fan in the '90s, you hated John Starks.
Yeah, I love him.
And you like that. I mean, if you were not a Baylor fan, people probably don't really like. They're there's Vital. He's brilliant.
They hate me.
And you like that. I mean, I saw the Joker memes. You
villain.
You like being the villain, right?
Yeah, I like what the Big 12 did to me this year and stuff like that. I really didn't pay no mind because I wanted to make it seem like it was an older thing. Like, oh, he been here long enough. He already got those achievements. So that's how I looked at it. But at the same time, like, y'all just kicked my ass. Like, yeah, y'all just kicked my ass.
You were pissed, weren't you?
Yeah, I was pissed. I was real pissed. And so, like I said, man, like Stark and Rodman and them guys don't care. Barkley didn't care.
No.
I like being the most hated player in college.
Yeah. I mean, look, if
you were on a team that was 2-17, nobody would care. Right?
Nobody would care. But since I was winning, I can talk all the trash I want. That's how Ali was. Ali could talk all the trash he want. He would kick your ass.
Yeah, he would. He absolutely would. Mark Vital again in studio. It's Saturday from 10 to 11:30 at Allen Samuels, Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat. He'll be there for a meet and greet, autographs as well. I saw this tweet from you earlier today. I think it was. You said you had your mind blown today because you realized that even though you were at Baylor, what seemed like a decade, 5 years, that actually you played 3.5.
Right.
It seemed like you played for probably 6 or 8.
Yeah, it's crazy. It blew my mind because I was really thinking about it. And then this guy came up to me at the gym. He's like, man, you've been at Baylor 5 years and you know how long you really played? And I really thought about it. I redshirted. I didn't play at all. I had to wait my turn my second year. And then when Tristan went down, I played more. Mm-hmm. And then like my third year and all that stuff played. Then the COVID year was a half a year. And then I just won a national championship for a full year. And really, if you really want to count that, because we had a lot of games off too, but I count this because we won a national championship. I ain't taking that. But that really blew my mind, bro. I was like, dang. And people think I played for a decade, but I really just been here, just chilling.
Did you enjoy the fact that once you guys came off the COVID pause, everybody thought that like you had kind of like COVID had kind of beaten you guys and like whatever you had before it had left, like whatever the little X factor had left, when it was really just you needed just a couple weeks to get back into what you were doing. Do you think like somehow being the second ranked team allowed you to sneak up out of the, I mean, nobody would think normally the second ranked team could sneak up on anybody, but people kind of slept on you guys.
Man, you know how I looked at this whole situation and like going back and look at it, I put it like a movie. Like this would be a good movie because we was tearing everybody up. Everybody, man, you're going to go undefeated. And the next thing you know, boom, COVID happened. You know what I'm saying? And then everybody, like, they're not going to be the same. We struggled a couple of games. We lost 2. And the next thing you know, we win a national championship. That's just like a Rocky. You remember? Rocky going through all the stuff. He lost, came back, and won everything. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I see it.
We're doing a documentary.
Yeah.
So you might be in that movie before it's all said and done.
Oh man, hey, it's gonna be hard to find somebody to play me that's gonna be running and jumping and.
No, you're gonna be a part. It's
like a documentary.
It's a documentary. Yeah, it's gonna be a documentary. So it'll be you talking about you and the team and whatever. Barbara Teague says hello, and she said she owes you chocolate chip cookies.
She watching right now?
Yes.
Oh yeah, hey, well I'll tell you, her cookies are the best.
You can't have them though right now, right?
Be quiet, you can't put that out. Hey.
That's your kryptonite, huh?
Yeah, well, just tell her this, to put it on, she's watching, so she put it in a box and put all green vegetables, and make sure nobody can see through the container. And I just sneak them in the room.
Should we send him to Boogie?
No. I'll come pick him up.
Yeah, she's been great. You know, is it kind of different because everyone's kind of dispersed in different directions? No. And they got their own era. Now they're on their new chapter to go.
No, man, we still stay in touch. Like Maceo is my brother. Davion's my brother. Like, we all stay in touch. We still got our group messages. We still clown and text each other. You know what I'm saying? Even with some of the parents, like Mama T, man, like, I went to her a couple of times and talked to her about advice. You know what I'm saying? She done gave me great advice. You know what I'm saying? And she's good in the Bible, too. And we all close. And it's crazy because a lot of teams will win national championship and disperse, but not us. We still talk.
Was that kind of you guys' key, though? Because you guys, when you came in, the culture had been kind of set with, Ish and Jake and King had kind of said, this is kind of how we have to do it here, because they had started to believe that the program had kind of turned a corner, and you guys were the team that took it past just watching everyone do
I've been a part of all the teams. Yeah. I've been a part of all the team, and this team right here is what changed the whole culture, in my opinion. Because everybody's together.
Mark, the story, the movie, the documentary about this team, is it a dream? Do you feel like you've been in a dream?
Kinda. I mean, if you had to ask me a couple of years will I be a national champion, I'll tell you no. I'll be like, nah, you know what I'm saying? I'll just go to college and play. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody got their own backstory. If I say this, if they ever make a movie about us, like a Glory Road or something like that, if they get our backstories, I guarantee that movie will be #1 for a long time, because a lot of us got a lot of things that happened to us in the past, And we all, if you really think about it, we all role players that got together. You know what I'm saying? Davion coming from Auburn, he was a role player. Maceo was doing his thing. But at the same time, we all came in, and it happened, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it was crazy.
When did you guys start feeling like you were national champ? Was it last year when you in the COVID year where you thought, we got a little robbed here by this?
Yeah, man.
Then coming in, you knew
we're supposed to win it 2 times.
Yeah,
yeah, we're supposed to win it two years in a row. But like I said, man, like COVID happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was due. It was past due.
Did it make it more sweet?
Yes. What made it more sweet is, and I love Gonzaga, nothing against Gonzaga, but what made it more sweet is when we canceled that game early in the year, and everybody was talking about, well, Baylor's scared. Baylor don't want to play this and this and that. And then we finally played them at the end. That's how the story's supposed to go.
We were given a story of and I forgot what Coach Jacobs or someone, as they're being introduced during starting lineup, Davion Mitchell is standing out like a little bit separated from the bench, and he's like,
yeah.
What was going on right there?
All right, so as you know, I'm more of like a boxer, right? And me and Davion always had this mindset where we like to size guys up. And I got called before Davion, and I remember going out there, and I'm just standing there, right? I'm standing and I'm rocking. You know what I'm saying? I'm basically in my Tyson mode, just rocking, staring at him, right? Next thing you know, I look to my left, Davion got his arm folded, and he just looking, but he's shaking his head. See, Davion never does that. So when Davion did that, I'm like, oh, it's over.
It's on.
It's over with. Davion got to rocking back and forth. I looked at, I see Maceo normally back there trying to be pretty, right? Maceo back there with his, see, Coach Jake told you a little bit of everybody. And when Coach Drew was like, yeah, it's about that time. It's about that time.
And then you guys got all those quick boards, and you went nuts early along with it.
That probably was
Flo Thamba.
Yes, like
JTT.
Flo is the quiet one.
Yeah,
Flo is the quiet one. We in the huddle, right? This is gonna be funny. I wish Flo would see this. So we in the huddle, right? And right before the game, somebody say something. Flo never say anything. I'm looking at everybody's face. Everybody ready. Nobody really want to say nothing. I see a big hand come in like this with a fist. It's Flo. Flo said, because he don't talk, Flo said, let's kick their ass.
That's it?
That was it.
That's all I needed to say.
That was it. And then he went back, and I was like, oh, yeah, we about to go crazy. Because Flo said something? Oh, it's over with.
It's almost as if you guys were wound up, so not tight, but wound up with so much emotions that it all exploded at the perfect time.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a lot built up. And, like, everybody that wasn't playing, like, I can say for myself, like, I wasn't playing well until that championship game. Like, I fouled out. I was fouling out. I was tripping, man. Like, I can say for myself, like, man, I don't know what's going on, if the refs don't like me, what it is. But Coach Tang, Coach Jacobs, and Coach Brooks told me the same thing. All this happening to you because at the end of the day, it's something good going to happen to you at the end. And he told it to everybody. In that game right there, everything was built up.
When you went over the bench on the other side, I mean, for a second, we're like, well, I mean, he's got a broke his leg. I mean, how did he do that? But was that kind of like the whole thing of like, I don't care what's going on. We're tearing this sucker down.
Yeah, I don't care. Like I told Coach Drew before, I said, Coach Drew, before the game, I said, man, they're going to have to carry me out. Because I would run through stuff, and Coach Drew know that. Coach Drew know that I would run through a wall for him. And I jumped off, and honestly, I thought they had something else on the other side. I can sit here and lie to y'all, but hey, I thought they had something else on the other side that's going to catch me, but hey, at the end of the day, that's just how I play.
You brought up these coaches. What does it mean to do this with these coaches and for these coaches? Just how special and tight-knit was this group and you know, the impact they've had on your life, obviously?
Man, it's the best teachers I ever had in basketball. I mean, it don't get no better than that unless the NBA got something better than this, because every coach has something different to say, and it worked out. You know what I'm saying? And those are the most positive guys. You know what I'm saying? They get in you and all that because they love you. It's part of their job. But I never been around a staff where they put you in a position to win all the time in life. Not just basketball, life. Like, you know what I'm saying? With God and everything, we got chapels and everything. And Coach Drew needed this. Not needed, but it's past due. It was time for him. And I told Coach Drew before I came to Baylor that one of these, I want to get you a national championship. You know what I'm saying? I might not have been the lead scorer or whatever, but we gonna figure out a way. And being a piece of that, man, that took the cake for me.
This is from Kimberly Brent. Mark, you are defining a new statistic of successful, educated black men who are role models for younger generations. Continue your path of being a good man, loving father, setting the standard for your children, representing Baylor. We love you and are excited, so excited about what you've accomplished as a student and as an athlete. Blessings for your continued success in life, from Kim in Dallas.
Man, that's deep. I want to say thank you for that. That's deep, man.
Mark, when you are, I mean, because everyone goes through dark times. I know that this year was, I mean, you've kind of talked about it a little bit about going through it, you know, emotionally at points during the season. When you have a staff that is so unbelievably positive,
right?
Is that one of those things that's kind of a faith thing, a God thing of, well, I mean, these guys are here because, like, I'm going through it right now, and I need to see someone who is smiling all the time.
Right.
I mean, they're happy all the time, and nothing is ever seems like it's too big for them.
No, like I said, I'm open about it. Like, I was dealing with depression and anxiety at one point, and that's still am kind of. But when you got a group of guys like Coach Drew and them that would never ever let you be down, it's life-changing, bro, because they never let you have a sad day. Like, they know you have your emotions, and they'll let you go through them, but at the same time, they'll talk to you. You know what I'm saying? And Coach Drew's so positive. I don't know if it's the coffee. I don't know if it's the espresso shots, what it is, but he always happy. So you got to be happy. You got to match his energy. So
10 to 11:30, there's an image. It's on your timeline as well, presented by Allen Samuels, Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram of Waco, national champion Mark Vidal. Meet and greet. Join us at the dealership. That's Saturday. This Saturday, 10 to 11:30, meet and greet, autographs, and giveaways.
Mark, you brought up earlier about giving back to Waco. Lake Charles is obviously your home, will always be home, but how much of a home has Waco become, and how much has the community meant to you?
Man, it's a lot, because a lot of the times I've been here for a while, since my junior year in high school, coming back and forth when Zeldin was here. So I've always been familiar with Waco, you know what I'm saying? And the people here loves me. I love them, you know what I'm saying? And from the kids that's, you know, where I come from the projects and everything, to the people that's rich or whatever, it don't matter. I don't see that. I just see that everybody supporting each other and love each other, you know what I'm saying? And like Lake Charles right now, we're going through a tough time because of floodings and storms and everything. And, you know, we're going through a lot right now, but we got a strong city. So I want to give back to Waco, you know what I'm saying? And then I want to do something for Lake Charles too. Might do something for the kids back there too soon, once everything's straightened out.
You know, when we had you on, this was about the time right after you had signed with the agency. Mm-hmm. You were probably, I think we even said, you sounded as clear-minded as ever before.
Right.
And now it's been 3 or 4 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, whatever, and it seems like you're now at another level of that as well.
Yeah, I mean, I was always one of those guys that, you know, was wise in a way, because I always tried to, you know, stay engaged. But I was a mute when I first got here. I didn't say not a word. I just played hard. I didn't say a word. And Coach Drew got that out of me, and I'm telling you, it's because of Coach Drew the way I am now. Like, he let me be myself, but he also grew me as a man, and he let me have a freedom of speech. You know what I'm saying? And it worked out just fine. And I'm always reading and doing different things, and I just study. I like to just study people and everything, and I know what people go through, and I've been through it all. So anything that somebody been through, I done been through it all. So
what would it mean to you Saturday morning if you have a line of people waiting?
That would mean a lot because, man, that mean that I touched a lot of people, and that's what I really wanted to do. Not only as a national champion, but I always wanted to touch somebody as a person. You know what I'm saying? I don't even care if you want an autograph. If you just show up and want to talk, I mean, I'm one of those guys that like to do that too. So that's how I just want to touch people and show love.
When you talk to young basketball players now, given like if they watch you play, they're not going to see. I mean, they're not going to see you hitting 8 threes in a game. They're going to see that you can be like a basketball player that's important but not by just doing what you can do. Mm-hmm. Is that also what helped you kind of grow as a person, that you didn't have to change who you were as a basketball player? Like they found like this is what you do and we're going to do it well.
Yeah, right, man. Like I tell a lot of basketball players that you might not be a star on your team. You might be a star, you might not. Like to get to the next level, you might have to make a lot of sacrifices. Like for me, I was a great scorer in high school. Like I said, I was dunking, I was doing all that. And then got to college, Coach Drew helped me with my role. And my role is just rebounding, playing defense, doing different stuff. You know what I'm saying? And you might just have to do that to win games. I mean, you're going to have a time and place to show all that. And that's basically going to be on the level with now. I'm training for, like, the draft. But do whatever to take your team to win. You know what I'm saying? Everybody going to see it's more to just the scoring to be a basketball player. I mean, it's defense, rebounding. You might have to be a good teammate on the bench and wave your towel. You might have to give them water. It's different stuff that play a part. A lot of NBA guys that's in the league right now got drafted just because of their personality. They might not be good at all, but because they got a good personality, well, we need them on the team because if somebody feeling down on the locker room, we need somebody to pick them up. You don't want all LeBrons on your team. It's not going to work.
How much are you watching the playoffs right now?
I'm watching all of them.
Yeah. Well, what is Mavs are scorching Knicks? Okay. The MSG vibes?
Knicks and Nets.
Yeah. Nets, okay.
Yeah, so that's my teams.
Gotcha.
When I was younger, they were really good. I mean, they were really good.
Like I said, I watched all those old tapes, man. I'll go back and watch the Hardwood Classics. And them Pistons, boy, it was cold back in the day. Yeah. Them Pistons were something.
They had a few Mark Vital.
Yeah, a few of them. I just wanted.
You'd like that vibe there.
Yeah, I like that.
No, you would have played in that decade like no big deal.
I always said if that basketball was like the way it is now, man, I'll be tearing some people up.
Hey, look, the Pat Riley Knicks, the ones with John Starks.
That's my favorite coach.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Jim,
man, like they, God, they had that fight with the Heat with Alonzo Mourning. I mean, they would start some stuff, and none of it, they didn't have, which is weird. Like if you look at the in that city, sometimes the guys who are popular like Derek Jeter, the cool looking dude, looks happy a lot of the time. They didn't smile for anything.
No,
I mean they were just locked in, and honestly, sometimes it was like you're playing the Monstars from Space Jam. Like they were just mad.
Man, it was crazy back in the day, man. Like I love Pat Riley. Like I always said, man, Pat Riley was still a coach. I would try to go. I would love to play for him because man, he loves that style of play. I mean, don't get me wrong, they got a lot of coaches that like that style of play in the NBA, but Pat Riley still breed on the Heat. That's what we want. You know what I'm saying? He's strict on that, and I just like that little dog play.
You came down to Waco. You'll be there Saturday morning. Mark Vital, national champion, and I call him All-American because, as far as I'm concerned, he is. And in many ways, of what he does, what he represents, and how he's played the game as well. Good luck, man. It's great to be in studio. What did Baylor in the end? What did the Baylor fan base, what did Baylor mean to Mark Vital?
They gave me a first start, if that makes sense. The fan base and everything gave me a first start. They showed me a lot of love, a lot of support, how to love, how to support. They had some of them that didn't agree with you, but we had a lot more that did. You know what I'm saying? And all I can say to them is thank you, man. Y'all gave me a fresh start, in life and everything, man. And now that I got it, man, did you see the video when I got my degree?
Yes.
How many people were there screaming? That's when I realized, dang, they really support. And, a lot of people was, out there screaming. So that changed everything for me.
Well, we have Barbara Teague, who listens, watches on occasion, and she's sitting there, and then Kimberly Brandt from Dallas.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just part of.
Yeah, this is part of it. Like I said, man, I built a lot of relationships here. And hopefully later on down the line, I might have to come out here and make a spot out here.
Hey, we'll be here.
Yeah.
We'll be here. It's great to have you in the studio. It's so much fun. Great to see your face, man.
You,
It really is.
Appreciate it.
Mark Vital, national champion, Saturday 10 to 11:30 at Allen Samuels on Loop 340 and east of 84. Mark will be there. Ted Teague and his staff will be there as well. Thank you for being here, man.
Thanks for having
me. So happy
me.
to have you. And look at that truck he's driving. It's pretty amazing out in front of our building. Back in a moment, Jason Jennings will join us. This is SicEm